Beautiful desert camp. Here's the front porch. I guess I got everything I need. Just finishing unpacking here. Getting everything set up. Got a table still to set up. Right there, but I don't know where I want it. By the truck or by the tent or what. So we'll just wait on that. But gorgeous setting. Got some mountains in the background here. I'd imagine if things were right, I could shoot a Coues deer from camp. But awesome place. Getting the last of things organized to head up the road and scout around. Well, I'm about 400 feet in elevation up my 1,200 foot climb to my glassing knob that I want to get to for the evening, first evening on my first ever rifle Coues deer hunt. I came and bow hunted with my buddy Channing, I don't know, a handful of years ago, and I think we had 4 days and it took us till day 3 to find any deer, so that was an important learning experience. But regardless, 14-hour drive from home. I got camp set up, I don't know what time it was, before noon or before 1 o'clock anyway, and decided I'd go for a drive, and from there decided I better get to one of my glassing knobs because, you know, I've got a week, but there's no sense in taking it super slow. So I kind of like where I'm at. You might be able to notice behind me, it's just more desert country. Big, tall, whatever they are, Sendero cactus. Just looks a lot more dry and arid. Not as much brush. And then you've got over here, it's just got a ton of underbrush. I've been following a cattle trail up this mountain, and usually I don't like that, but in this case, in the desert, cattle mean water, and I just glassed up a couple cattle. So anyway, I got to get moving, but just super excited about this. If nothing else, it's going to be lows in the 30s and highs in the 70s, and I'm going to enjoy that. So anyway, onward and upward we go. First little glassing session resulted in no deer, but got up here and glassed down into this basin and got a quick cell phone video, but saw 2 does. Kind of stayed zeroed in on that spot for a while and no buck showed. So I'll say evening of night 1, and I'm learning a very important lesson, and that's to not go out a different way than you came in, no matter how good it looks on the map. I'm currently in a dry stream bed. The plan was to get to the stream bed and, I don't know if you can tell, and cross. Well, seemed easy enough, but it didn't show the cliff on this side. So I've got oh shit. Yeah, that doesn't help. Got one dim headlamp and this. And this is a pretty tame spot. But I always have 2 headlamps, and this time I left mine in the truck in my haste. So we're following this old stream bed down for a little while longer, and then I think I can climb out of it. Oh, man. Here, this is what it's been. Like I said, I don't know how many spills I've taken, but it's boulder jumping down here in this thing. Alright. See you in a while. morning of day 2. I can't say it's been necessarily frantic all morning, but it started that way. Spotted a whole group of does. As soon as I got here, I was just freehand glassing, and they were running across the hill about, I don't know what that is, 700-800 yards away. I had been here for a second, taking my pack off, taking my sweatshirt off, other things, and looked over there and they were running, so I don't know if it was from me or not, but right after that, I couldn't tell. There were like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 of them. I didn't obviously see a buck, but I don't know. And then not far after that, another little hill over where those ones were, there was another 3 does or 2 does and a fawn. And the most exciting thing, I guess, was an impossible distance away behind me, I spotted a buck, a very obvious buck, who is way bigger than anything I need. Had to be 2 miles away, spotted with my spotting scope on just a yellow grass hillside. I couldn't tell a whole lot besides that he was large. There's an outside chance, of course, that it's a medium-size mule deer buck, so that's got me a little apprehensive. Anyway, that's my only plan for now, is to go get a closer look at that buck. I've since spotted another 2 does and a fawn up here, I don't know, about 500-600 yards away from me. So I just kind of don't want to leave quick glassing just yet. And but of course I want to go check that big buck out. I'm sure he's went into hiding by now. I've lost him, and I'm sure he's boiled over into the north facing side. So anyway, a beautiful morning, not a breath of wind, and just a perfect. Oh, I also saw a Sonoran dick back here, as Randy Newberg calls it. Little buck was right below me, like 250 yards, and then I heard something else in the oaks and in the sand for just a second, and that was it. So it could be 100 things, but you of course just assume it's going to be what you're after. Never did see it. So anyway, sooner than later, gonna get out of here, get back to the side by side, and at least go kind of scout around where that big buck's at. It's right in the middle of your, right in the middle of the glass there. You can probably see him moving. Decent buck. He's what they call a 2-point buck. He's got brow tines, but I guess you don't count them on Coues deer. On whitetail you count them, on mule deer you don't count them, but on Coues whitetail you don't count them. So anyway, first decent buck I've got to see up close. It's about 9:15, just about to leave, and every time I take one more scan I find another deer, so good problem to have, I guess. I don't think they're after me, but you never know. Just getting to my glassing location here. Again, I keep calling him a big buck, but big framed buck, regardless. If I could see him from 2 miles away, a frickin' Coues deer, but he was on the other side, about right there. Other side is the south facing side. I just assume he wrapped around to a little saddle and popped over the top to the shady side. But again, that's just an assumption. Regardless, it's getting close to, I think it's like 2:45 right now. Get set up, glass all this. I've got all that I can glass. Well, where that buck is my main, where I'm going to be really glassing, but got all this to glass too. So, plenty to look at. Just need one. Evening of day 2. Gotta love it. Well, just where I expect the big one to be. And there's his girlfriend's, I assume. Glassed that spot more than any spot and never picked them up until they got on their feet and moved. So anyway, there's 3 does over there, of course. Like I said, no buck yet, but things are happening, I guess. Well, I mostly packed up. I moved because there were some deer around this hill, and so I moved to here to try and see them, and now they're not there at all. So I will, I guess I should say I didn't see what I think is the big buck. Now you start to rethink it, but I know I was replaying it in my mind, and from 2+ miles away I could see his antlers glistening, and and see them. So this buck here, I couldn't see his antlers from 600 yards away without the spotting scope. So I just don't think I'm getting fooled, but it always sucks when you see a smaller one. Then you start to overthink it. But anyway, end of day 2. I'll be on that side looking over here tomorrow morning for the beginning of day 3. See you then. Morning of day 3. Everything I own is falling apart. Everything has just got a little bit of something wrong with it. The pack, I guess that's just end of hunting season stuff though too. My waist buckle on my pack is halfway broken, so you can't cinch it up real tight. The ears, one ear is missing. Side by side, the clutches were just replaced, but now I see I've got, let's see here, some kind of leak that I think is going on down there. I mentioned my binoculars yesterday. I mean, I could go on and on, I believe. My scope, there's a little micro adjustment that I think clears up the crosshairs. That spins and spins. The zipper on the wall tent. My chair I brought. Again, it's like everything I've got is just not quite how it should be. So anyway, it's just breaking daylight here if you can't tell. It's probably legal shooting light right now, but start working my way up this trail. This is about how I wanted to do it. You can't spot Coues until the sun's out, really, unless you really dialed into a spot and know where they should be, I guess. But anyway, I don't think it's a 2-mile hike into the spot on the spot with about 600 foot of elevation gain, so I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. But anyway, it's time to go, and hope I can turn up this big frame buck I saw yesterday. First 2 coups of the morning. It's great to see deer, of course, walking up, but I got a long way to go still. But you can't not check. I think they're both does. Of course, more deer could materialize in that fold I can't see, so keep an eye over there. Make sure that one to the left is a doe, but I'm pretty sure it is, and keep walking. Well, I'm of course not to where I want to be yet, and the sun's up. Getting sidetracked, which again, some give and take. Oh wow, I'm gonna have to watch this footage over. I was just about to say I'm looking at a small buck, a second buck I've seen today, and he just vanished. So look around there for some other bucks and keep moving up the mountain. Awesome Coues country. Awesome place. Oh, just gotta find the one. Well, I do believe I came in here and found him. That's right where that buck disappeared in yesterday. I don't know if you can even really see him, but he's well, 4 total points on one side and I think 3 on the other side. I think he's plenty big enough for me. The problem really is he's on top of a frickin' cliff, so I don't know what's gonna happen if I did shoot him. And then how to get to him. But it's a good buck, and I'll probably make my way over to this hill in front of me. See how close that gets me. So that buck's up there. Right there, you can see that cliff. The whole thing's pretty cliffy, but go check it out. And I think if I get into there and probably over the other side, I could probably find a spot to shoot him from. I just didn't think it'd be a cliff. Well, after much deliberation, I'm putting my stuff back on and I'm going the other way. I've hemmed and hawed and thought about it, and I guess that's the reason. He's just not quite what I'm looking for, and although I don't need the biggest Coues buck on the mountain, I mean, it's day 3 of my hunt, second full day, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, but I like hunting more than I like killing, so this is kind of like my if I go home without anything. Sorry, I had to do some grooming. If I go home without anything, that was kind of my opportunity. They moved even further down the mountain, making it a closer shot. Of course, there's no guarantees, but not going after that buck is kind of just my, okay, you know, that could have been your opportunity. That could have been my chance. And I chose not to take it. If I go home without one, that's okay. I'm not marking that buck off the list to come back to here in a couple days and try and shoot. I don't think he's leaving this hillside. If that's the same buck I saw yesterday, which of course it's possible it may not be, but I expected to see a huge buck from what I glassed 2 miles away. But regardless, you know, he's worth coming in here on the last day or 2 if I want to, and hope he's still here. But before I think about it anymore, I'm gonna head up and out of here and glass some more north facing stuff and see if I can't turn anything up through mid-morning. Ooh, glad I saw that. I mean, you see trees on the map, but you just don't expect this. Anyway, getting ready to hike up the hill. It's not a far hike. It's about 600 foot of elevation gain though, so it's tough to, I can't say tough to get motivated, but it's tough to want to go to the far glassing knobs in the heat. I can't believe it's this hot, really. I mean, 75 degrees. I don't know what it actually is, but that's what it was supposed to be. It's close enough. And when you came from -2, that's just a hell of a acclimation. But anyway, off I go. It's like turkey tracks and cattle. Over here, maybe a turkey. Okay, I believe up we go. Sorry for the shaky footage. Walking in and spotted a doe and a fawn. That doe keeps looking around, so sit here and glass around for a little longer. And I turn around and see those underneath that tree. Haven't moved at all. Just turned around. Looks like a doe and a fawn right up against each other. Please stay. Those does have been staring up that hill for almost 10 minutes now. I guess they're finally starting to calm down. I can't pick out anything else over there. In a while, looked at everything multiple times and finally picked those two out. Okay, we're starting off a bit earlier today. Woke up a half hour earlier for two reasons. The main being yesterday I just felt like I was about 15 minutes, half hour late. I'm going to a different glassing spot, but it's very similar on how it lays out and where I need to be. Number two, it was time to quit guessing on where everybody else was going to be. There's a truck behind me now, so maybe I better get going. Okay, I had to make tracks real quick. Right on cue. Reason number two is kind of my usual. I'm gonna wake up before you and get the spot I want to go to. I hadn't been doing that. I didn't really know the place. I wasn't hiking in the dark. Today that had to change. There's been one or two trucks ahead of me every morning, and so today was the day. I guess I just kind of put my foot down and said I don't want to be nudged off where I want to go this morning. That's public land hunting. These guys could follow me in. I better not walk in the dark in the desert. But anyway, we're where we want to be. We're a little earlier. Life's good. We're gonna go kill a big Coues buck today. See you in a bit. apologize. You got to hear it. I don't even know what this buck was. He's just got big brows. I hope he's laying there. I went to jack another one in. The gun jammed up when I went to look in the gun. Remember I said this was screwy yesterday? The frickin' glass was sideways. I pushed the glass back in and it worked just enough, I think. Oh. I know that bullet hit. I wish I would have taken the time, but that's easy to say hindsight. But it just wasn't happening. That was a big buck that I'm pretty confident I got. Just got to make my way over there. I ranged him from right here at 286, and then I backed up a hair, so almost right at 300 yards. Sorry for not taking you along the whole time, but I was freaking out. So I laid my that was my rest. I could not get prone in here. And then I remember that gun's loaded. Oh, good grab. Anyway, I'm still freaking out. Jeez. So, whew, let's calm down. This was my rest. This was my rest. This was my back of my gun rest. And I did flinch on the trigger once and it didn't go off. And then the second time I settled in, and that buck is right there, I hope. Tumbled down to that tree. Got a fence line that runs right where he should be, so we will find out. Bust out the GoPro. I'm gonna put, I don't know what you guys can see, I'm still freaking out. I needed to do a better job of making sure that deer was down, but when the gun jammed, I frickin' lost it. We're gonna put that away. We're gonna take this off. This is what the camera goes on, but I'm left-handed, so if I need to make a follow-up shot, I don't think I do, but God forbid. Let's get that out of the way. Let's put this away. Gosh dang. Oh, I've dreamed about chasing Coues bucks for a long time. What a train wreck. I have so much broken shit. Let's put this in just in case the glass falls out. That's pretty easily in there. Gorgeous sunrise. Do I have everything? Yes. Let's go. How do we get there? Maybe we should. Okay. Shot from that craggy tree. We're going to the tree above the rock. That's exactly. Yes. We did it. We did it. Look at that deer. Gosh dang it, I can't get across this. Let me make this gun safe. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Still got glass? Guess it doesn't matter now. Oh my gosh. I get over right there. Yeah. I think. Gosh dang it. Yes. Oh man. These people make their fences too good here. Surely can get this one. Yeah. Perfect shot. Oh my gosh, what a freaking awesome buck. Oh, the hell is that thing? Yes. Yes. Oh, look at that. How awesome is that? Yes. Yes, yes. I don't really know what to say, just besides, man, passing up good ones has ended in just pure jubilation. That is just such an awesome deer. Well, I'm still struggling with what to say, really, besides that was just everything I wanted. That was just so much fun. Passed up some good bucks that I didn't know if I'd regret. I lost my mind when I saw this buck. All I saw was a big brow tine. I knew he was more mature and I knew he was big enough for me. I swear to you, I had no idea what he was when I shot. I simply saw that big brow sticking up in this and went, that'll do it. Had no idea his brow split. Obviously had no idea about this. It's almost like two main beams. And then this side's nothing to scoff at either, you know? That's a dandy side in itself, and I'd have shot him just if he looked like that. But just an awesome trip, tremendous trip. I gotta take the time to thank my wife, who was gonna let me come and do this twice. It's a late December hunt. I have a 1.5-year-old at home. Probably he'll be over 2, probably 2.5 by the time you guys watch this, but it's Christmas time, gonna be. My plan was to head back on the 23rd, be home late the 23rd, and then come back down here on the 26th. So a stint of 7 days, I think, is what it would end up being, and then a stint of 5 days or something like that. But obviously I don't need that many days, but just, I love that woman. She lets me come do crazy stuff like chase little tiny deer in the desert in a place I've never been before, and just says, okay, have fun. You know, I think she's more worried about me than what she puts off. But anyway, this is just, I've been wanting to do this a long time. wanting to stand over one like this a long time. I mentioned earlier in the video that I bow hunted for these once with my buddy Channing. We saw one little tiny buck, a couple deer on day 3 and left on day 4, I believe. So this is just a dream come true. Fulfillment. It's so rare that you get a hunt that's just fulfilling, just super fulfilling, that where everything goes right. And this is one of them. I'm gonna get to work. Ooh, probably should notch my tag and try and get this guy taken care of before it gets over 70 degrees. High again of 75 today, but man, I've come to the point in my life where I hate cutting them up. Not the work involved, just hate turning them into something they weren't a short time before. Oh, what a beauty, man. I think these people were just recreational hikers because I could hear them talking today, but it's always tough to tell. There's the side-by-side. Well, and now they've moved, but I wanted to show there's a couple of Coues deer right here. A couple does coming into, I guess maybe there's some water in that. But Coues all over this part. We're all but done. Not really, can't call it a heavy pack, but it is something. A little more than a turkey. Much less than a wheel deer buck, so somewhere on that scale.